Oh, baby, can you see it? The red light is on. It must be time for call to the pen. There's about a dozen nut jobs up in the comment section already. It must be noontime Eastern. What's up, everybody? Yeah, let's have a day, man. Yes, I got welts on my bottom from yesterday, but unfortunately, that's just a part of it, right? No matter how good you feel about the play, and man, we got like a miracle bailout. I know I did in my subs yesterday with Nico Horner. Anyway, enough of that. What are you gonna do, right? There's gonna be ups and downs, and it's funny. It's the decimal points that we use are a feature and not a bug, right? And the very same things that might keep you from making $1 million is also going to keep you from depositing all the time. The very best lesson that there is, that if you're not prepared for the losing, you're really not going to be prepared for the winning, right? Winning is very easy. I actually have a pretty good story before we get started. Again, called the Pen HQ, redheaded stepchild of the Hammer Betting Network, Can-Am Connection. I think that was, God, I don't know if there's any old school WWF people. Zenk and Rick Martel, right? The Can-Am Connection, going back, dating myself with WWF references. Anyway, Rob Pizzola, the pizza man, bringing you the large round. That's me, John Legeza, at John Legeza. How creative. Check me out on Twitter on the Burt app. Man, what's that lesson I want to tell? Oh, yeah, okay. Best lesson before we get into it. We're going to start with the 6:30 games. We're trying to make this a PM show for all the commuters. And hopefully I leave a few minutes and we'll do like a parlay for the daytime with some day stuff. And it has to do with kind of being, almost like being a victim of success, I think it would be. Like learning the wrong way. I actually know some golf people that could really relate to this. Like if you have a bad golf swing, but you succeed with it, very hard to like break it down to start again and do things the right way. And that happened to me trading, so I kind of got this whole, I'll just buy. Then I'm waking up every morning and buying futures, making like a ton of money. Like as an apprentice electrician, making like, a few $1,000s every morning before I get up for work. It was amazing. But not understanding like exactly what I was doing. And that obviously ended, right? That kind of well ran dry. And I ended up losing all that and more. You know what I mean? Like a year's salary more. And these things happen. So again, it really preset the risk. It is everything, people. It's everything. And we'll do you one better. As we gain, hopefully, then you can accelerate the risk. But I also do it in reverse. That's the last lesson for you. Press the like button. I don't know if anyone else ever, right? Have you ever heard anyone else talk about risk deceleration? Like, seriously, I'm going to get canceled. I'm gonna get canceled. It's for sure. I'm never gonna get hired by the casinos, right? The books are not about to hire me as they're pushing no run first inning, and they're taking our F5 bets and putting them on the like 17 different tabs. You want to know how you're up to the? You want to know how you're sharp, right? You want to know how you're sharp? The books let you know that you're sharp. When your bets get taken down, when your bets are not being posted, when your bets are being delayed, when your bets are being hidden. How do you know you're not sharp when you're being advertised? Whatever. It's just so ridiculous. All right, everybody, let's mantra. Cody AV up in the building. Tyler C. Oh, everybody. Jeremy C. hit me up today. Everybody, good morning. Good afternoon. Guten Tag, all that stuff. Steve Dubb. Love you, man. Yeah, Steve, if I saved you yesterday, I don't know how that was possible, man. Well, anyway, maybe what Steve is referring to is my wonderful fount of information. Again, thank you, Rob Pizzola, kind of letting the Tasmanian devil out of the cage. Let us bring you everything, because it takes more than just an hour and me yelling at you for 50 minutes a day or whatever. Go over to Twitter. It'll take you to Sharpen. The link is all free. Check out the Google Doc. You can follow along. Pitcher stats, the bullpen stats, the offensive stats that we cite here are all there for you. Algo scores included. Make up your own mind. Don't tail me or anybody. I mean, I've been a profitable bettor in my life, but right, nobody knows what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. Take the best of what you like of mine. Take the best of what you like off the board. Right, I think it's a great fountain of information. All right, enough of that. We need more of this. Fastest show in MLB, absolutely anywhere. Gosh, if you're new, you're probably going, what the heck is going on? What the heck is going on in this show? This show's crazy. Yeah, he's done right in this. Okay, so 6:30 p.m. It's the Trolley Dodgers. Hollywood, always up to no good. Going to Pittsburgh. Man, we love the black and yellow. Right? Also, how do you know you're sharp, right, when the lines are moving against you? We were betting the Pirates' first 5 constantly, right? All season. And now they're a 2.5 team, those Pirates. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I haven't really gone for the over 2.5. That might be it. I've been talking to some very sharp followers. And oftentimes, listen, you're betting on bad teams. Like, well, that's what it is. We know that part, right? It's Oakland and Cincinnati and Detroit. It's that Washington. Washington's great to us. Pittsburgh's been great to us. Cincinnati, not so much, although they ended up dropping 7 yesterday, of course, a thumb in the eye. but we want to stay with the trends. And again, all the algo scores are there, strength included, strength of score, and how to read it. So you could go maybe the 02.5 F5 is like the next generation, like the next frontier for us here. Again, I'm always remember, even though I model, you always have to be kind of looking for the edge because, like I said, I used to just make money straight betting F5s because the model was so good and I was getting so many pushes and the lines were soft that it didn't matter. This was my first year at FTN and Windale. It was killing with F5s, killing. Now they don't put them up right away. They've juiced them to the gills where they've thrown off the math, and I've had to kind of pivot. So again, what you get when you come here. So it's Gonsolin. He hasn't pitched yet. I think he's going to be good, but I never start guys right off the IL, and I don't bet them either. So the last year, he was great, right? 130 innings, 2.14 ERA, 0.87 whip. But you don't really want to be looking at last year's stats. We want to see what we got, see the velo, see the movement. Other side, it's Roansy Contreras, right? 4.6 ERA, 1.5 whip on the season, 21 2/3. OPS at 717. But again, hopefully nuance and context is what you hope at least that you're getting when you roll here. It's a bit of a split thing, right? So with the beginning of the season, we're going to watch this stuff, right? He went 3 1/3, gave up 7 2 starts ago. That throws off all of the numbers, right? He hasn't given up a home run year to date. That's one of the things we're kind of looking for. The walk rate's a bit too high at 10. The chase rate is a bit too low at 29 as the insult contact rate too high, right? So I think what ends up happening here is because we were kind of sold Roansy Contreras could be this new like SP1 kind of thing. If he doesn't reach that level, it's like, oh, he's terrible. And there's a lot of room in the middle there. So I actually think Roansy has some really good signs. The fastball is down a mile an hour, which is not great. The shape kind of went with it, which is funny. He's got no whiffs. Like I think a 2% whiff rate. The curveball and the slider look excellent, right? The secondaries for Roansy have been very good. Minimum 33 whiff on the secondaries for Roansy. Flip side, Dodger offense, it's been a struggle, and I think they have a bunch of guys out. Right, they were 9 months ago. Apparently, there was some kind of after party going on at Dodger HQ. They were at the Grotto with what's his face, a Playboy. So last 7, I'm not sure what Dodger offense we're going to get today. Let me check the projected really quick. I happen to have it right here. All right, I mean the front kind of looks normal. Although I'm seeing, I don't know how I feel about these projected because I'm seeing JD Martinez projected. I saw a back thing until I hear he's in. I'm not lining him up. Anyway, Dodgers doing the things that they do, right? Taking the walks, not chasing. But the contact rate is down. The OBP down below 300 last 7 for the Dodgers. So we know the offense is good, but this could be like downswing for them. And we do know, especially when we talk about F5 prices, right? That's, all we're looking for, right? It's a race to 15 outs. Flip side, Pittsburgh offense been good. They yoked Syndergaard just like we said they would, right? We bet the over for 1.5. Unfortunately, that might have been the only bet I hit yesterday. Pittsburgh, 347 OBP, 23% O swing, last 7, 10% barrel. So, not chasing combined with high quality contact is the 347 wobble you've seen. Now, even the season long stats starting to tick up, 44% hard hit on Savant, 10% barrel in the season. That's the Pirates. So let's see the F5 pricing. Are they dogs that I didn't really see? Sorry, I'm behind. I have so much stuff going on. I tried to bring my personal stuff into this arena like whatsoever. And yeah, yesterday, it's funny. Had I just got on my gut and printed all the underdogs I liked, it's so stupid to be sometimes. Like, I'm like everyone else. We all make mistakes. We like Washington, Detroit. We talked about it. Had them in the parlays. They all hit. Did not enough cross. Ended up empty-handed. So I think, how about a dime on Pittsburgh? Straight up money line. I love the odds, right? I always kind of look to attack pitchers coming off the IL. We just haven't seen Gonsolin. It doesn't mean I think he's going to be bad. It doesn't mean we think he's trash. We're just hoping people are chasing the Dodger jerseys and we beat them to 15 outs, right? In a 2-1 classic, like whatever. Betting baseball is just not the way people kind of perceive it. So, all right, let's move it on. A little bit more detail than normal with the pitching stuff. That's why I'd like to amputate some of the earlier games to kind of give people an idea of, what's going on with this stuff. Like when I'm putting out all this information, like how we're using it. Yeah, I know games are like starting already. It's crazy. That's why I didn't bother. There's a little bit of advice there too for people who are maybe just getting into betting, modeling and stuff, following the league like this. You don't have to bet every game. You don't have to do that. With games right around the corner right now, you could rush to push out info for every single 1 o'clock game. Then you're behind the 8 ball for the 4 o'clock. Then the 7 sneaks up on you. When, here I started at the 6:30. But because I know that there's still 2 hours after the show before the 3:30. So I'll amputate to 1 o'clock. I covered 6 p.m. I'll circle back to 3. And see how, again, it's similar to the betting plan. We're always trying to focus on being sustainable and staying in the arena. It's the most important part of this whole thing. And eventually, unfortunately, we're going to be talking about, mental health days and stuff like that. When we start getting beat up really bad, because unfortunately happens. But yeah, all right, let's do it. It's Houston and Hunter Brown going to Tampa to face the Flatfish and Calvin Foucher. What? Bring up the F5 prices, please. But Houston was an underdog. Again, this is public blind betting the Rays, I guess. Or, and I always like to be open-minded, or the line setters are really heavily weighing this season. Let me show you what I mean. So Hunter Brown this year, 23 and a third, 309 ERA, 1.2 WHIP, OPS at 611. Right, remember 3 points best way to draw a line. Any 2 points make a line. The third point will tell you if it's a straight line or not. 611 OPS, kind of validating the low ERA. FIP below 3, deserved ERA right at 3. Stuff plus in the fastball, which is on the sheet at 103. 11 swing and strike. 85 in zone contact. So he's winning in, winning out. 47% ground ball, which we love. 5 barrel, no home runs yet. I've really liked what I've seen from Hunter Brown, now featuring the slider with the plus 30% whiff rate, which of course we love. The fastball coming in at 96, 13-inch vertical move, right? So nice and flat. 90% whiff rate, not great, but good, right? So it's a serviceable fastball, 96 again, no joke. Again, the context it takes beginning of the year, right? So Brown went 7-0, went 7-0, went 4 2/3, gave up 4. So let's get with the trading terms. We're going to BTFD, right? Let's grab some plus money, Jay, so we can get even money on the Houston F5 and love that. I mean, Jordan's out, but you just can't weigh single players like that. So Brown's line is a little messed up because of the last one. We're going to BTFD, right? That's buy the dip. You can kind of figure out what the F stands for. So we're going to BTFD. If you hear that one around here, buy the F and dip. Yeah, on Brown, let's go. I think we get back to what we've seen. Again, I mentioned why we might see the lines like this. Rays offense, fantastic, right? Number 1 in the year. Number 1, runs, homers, average, OBP, OPS, ground ball, double plays, meaning at least, fly ball, hard hit, WOBA, WRC plus, like just about everything. Last 7, a little more down to earth, though. 799 on OPS is still very good, but they are striking out 24% of the time. They are chasing more than 33% of the time. So the chase rate is there. That could work in Brown's favor. Contact quality not been great. Barrel rate getting right around 7 as a team. Yeah, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. The front of the lineup is very good. The Rays are really good. But we just got to be careful. Again, right, people, we like to think of things in terms of sine waves, ups and downs, trading rectangular patterns, meaning when something is too low, we want to buy it up, right? Hunter Brown. When something is too high, we want to sell it down. Tampa Bay Rays offense. Now, getting the timing is, the key to the business and why no one's ever perfect. But so that's where I'm at. Flip side, Foucher, not good. 10 2/3, 5.91 ERA, 1.5 WHIP. OPS north of 800. Expected ERA up near 7. Deserved ERA north of 5. So the 4% walk rate nice and low, but the 18K is too low. Single digit swing to strike, 22 whiff, 89 zone contact. So he's going to be pitching to contact here. And I think there was some struggles with lefties, if I'm not incorrect. Yeah, that's also on the sheet now. I'm trying to add split stuff. OPS, K, walk, and home run to that side hand. Again, if you're playing props, this is where you want to be looking. So Fauci, oh my God, I don't want to go down that road. Foucher has struggled. against lefties, OPS north of 1,000 on the short season so far. So without, Jordan, like I said, without Jordan Alvarez, it should be pretty easy where we're going. Is the most disrespected man in all of lineup building. It's Kyle Tucker, right? So Tucker on the year, 71 plate appearances against righties, 298 batting average, 544 slug, 944 OPS at 246 ISO, right? That's your isolated slugging is extra base hit rate. So right at 25%, if you're going to get 4 shots at it, we're hoping that math kind of takes care of itself. Bring up the Tucker base props, pretty please. Those might be plus odds. I mean, these have been my favorite bets right now. Yeah, grab it for plus 120s. Yeah, I guess I could put a dime in it. We're keeping the risk so low here. I don't want to be too right. You can be too conservative. You can't be too conservative, right? Especially if they're a losing day. You get gun shy. If you do the work and you like the work and you have a plan, I'm telling you, losing is just part of it. The decimals are a feature, not a bug. So get with Tucker at plus 120 to the total base props. Man, sometimes I feel like you could just scan the board. And there are certain guys, like if Aaron Judge is ever plus 120, you're going to have a hard time finding a matchup where that doesn't work out. Mike Trout is ever plus money is a hard time. Same thing. Like Jordan Alvarez, certain guys. So Foucher struggled, and he struggled with lefties. Houston offense has been, good, not great. It's been up and down. The last 7, not bad. They don't strike out, which is great. The end zone contact rate up at 90. So there's the matchup that we're looking at. Houston making a lot of contact with the 9% barrel rate, better than 9% barrel rate, which hopefully will do it and tip the scales. Again, race to 15. The Houston bullpen has been good, so you could probably jump in the money line as well. But once we get into bullpen stuff, that's usually when I like to avoid the Rays. They just seem like they always kind of get it. Yeah, thanks, Tyler C. Yeah, we don't want none of that smoke. We don't want none of that. That if I ever get really popular, we end up doing like the R-rated politics show. We'll do it then. But until then, let me just do my best to behave, which is, to be honest, not a very good job. How if you hear me, rate, review, and subscribe to the show, audio only pod people. I think you're missing out on the live stuff in the comment section here. It's crazy, man. Plus EV comment section. I mean, be the first host to ever get replaced by the comment section. Oh, Pogen, Stone Open House. What's going on, everybody? Insight, as always. Meant to call you out before. Really do appreciate you making time, everybody. It's iron sharpens iron here, right? I'm learning from you. The same way you're learning from me. So call to the pen. And again, we're using BetStamp. If you were wondering what that wonderful app that Mr. Cooper, we're hanging with Mr. Cooper here, our wonderful producer on the ones and twos keep bringing up. Again, BetStamp.app/call to the pen. Hey, do I have to sell something that's like so obviously worthwhile? I just told him a name. He dug up a prop and 10 different books with all the prices. So, done. Commercial over. All right, so Kyle Tucker and hopefully Houston in the first 5. Unbelievable. The Rays, narrative-wise, have surpassed the Astros. But yet here we are. Let's move it up. This one got canceled on us yesterday. Again, this is just all the accolades in the world to my production crew here. He cares so much. It was like the pitch got changed. He was like, "Oh my God, the bet is up. What do we do?" I love it. Absolutely love it. The people here at Hammer HQ, Cold to the Pen HQ, really do care. I mean, they really do care. I think that's why I got hired, even though I'm kind of weird. Probably, because again, I really do care. I work really hard. I really do care. And if I could, I would eat that L so fast to make sure that the listeners won. It just doesn't work that way. So the best thing we could do is try and guide you in the right direction and just understand that there is, this business can be dangerous. So if you ever find yourself upset or really losing, just unplug. You can bet still on paper and follow your system. You don't have to use money. So you can always be a part of the game, staying sharp without kind of the emotional financial baggage. All right, here we go. Logan Gilbert and the Mariners head to Philly, Broad Street Bullies, and Taijuan Walker. Gilbert, so far this year, he's been excellent. I really liked him coming in. I don't want to redo everything yesterday. 3.57 ERA, 101 whip, 1 flat whip. Love that. Through 23 innings, 609 OPS, right? Validation. XFIP, Sierra, deserved ERA, expected ERA, all below 3. Always something that should raise the eyebrow. We cite these earn run estimators and indicators all the time. None of them are perfect. I do like to look at them as a tapestry, and I think that's the best way to do it. But whenever any of them really, really stand out, you should ask yourself why. So Gilbert really a standout as far as the estimators go. 31K to 4.5 walk. Wow, 26.7 K minus walk for Gilbert. 30 CSW. 44 shadow, 36 O swing. So Man, it goes to show you, right? Those are the pink and yellow boxes on Savant. Again, I use those. That's on the pitching sheet I keep referring to. Not that I want. I mean, I want your 24 cents a day, but I'd much rather you just go use it and make enough money to pay for it. But the idea is he's so effective around the edges. This is Logan Gilbert. That it just resonated throughout the profile. 48 ground ball, 5 barrel, 237 expected WOBA. That is ridiculously good. Just off the page, striking out 32% of righties. Just awesome. He's been really good. Really good. Philly offense. Wish I could say the same. Major disappointment, Philly offense. Get this. What are the, I mean, it might be the only team. No, there's a couple of them. So it's Philly, Cleveland, Detroit. Okay, so like bad teams. The only teams that have a sub 300 expected WOBA against both lefties and righties. Not what you'd expect, especially with the big lefty Schwab dog up there. 298 expected WOBA on the year from the Phillies. That's like below replacement level. Middle of the pack, just across the board. They don't really doing anything well. Team batting average is there, but that's about all. 29% hard hit rate. Yikes, last 7, not any better. 7% walk, 32 O swing, 6 barrel. Just it's the definition of meh. JTR finally looks human. DJ and Stoner with the I'm telling you, when you're sharp, you're sharp. Love paper trading. Let me tell you, this is the best lesson that there is. And it's what's gotten me out of the biggest holes I've been in professionally, right? When it happens, everybody. I've talked about decelerating risk. What decelerate till you hit 0. Hit the brakes. You don't stop working, but you stop the money flow. You stop the loss, stop the bleeding, and that's always, such a big deal, man. Just stop depositing, stop losing. Remember, missing the pick doesn't mean you have to cost you money. Playing with live money should be the very last thing that we're doing. Okay. So Philly kind of whack. Bullpen getting it together, though. Once they stuck in Alvarado, right, that 5.2 ERA 1.5 whip on the season now shrunk down to a 3 ERA 1.2 whip, 78 in zone contact, half a home run per 9. Be careful with the Phillies bullpen. Hat tip to whichever of the wonderful followers mentioned, go to 14-day bullpen. I think you're right. I like that sample set. And I immediately went to it, right? You didn't hear me complaining, oh, don't you like my work? That's a good idea. It's up. Done. I am like, be like the water, right? Be like water, right? You want to fit in the glass. If you're too rigid, that's when things break, right? The bamboo reed is both stiff, but bends. And that's why even through the heavy winds, right, it doesn't break. So if you have learned something right there, press the like button. I don't know who the hell else is talking about this kind of stuff. Like deep philosophy to the betting theory, analysis, advanced statistics, and all the other stuff that we're doing here. Can I see the Seattle line? As all the talking I'm doing, I forgot about betting. Yeah. You know what? Let's go. I want a Gilbert, and my model is just going nuts here. Again, this is what I'm funny. I have to have a little more confidence. The model has Seattle just crushing Philly through 5 by more than a full run. Again, all that stuff's on the key. So like a dark blue, really pure death from a road team. So let's bet the 12 to win the 10, or bet the 11.5 to win the 10. Bet to win the dime. I had some notes here. Okay, last thing on Gilbert. The velo down, but the shape really good. He's maintaining that 13-inch V move and a 225 XBA on the fastball, which is very good. Right? He's successful because he has 4+ pitches, but he can throw them to either-handed hitter at any time. 280 WOBA max, lefty and righty. Gilbert, very, very good. The other side, Taijuan Walker. Okay, the last 2 starts were quality starts, but, like the big shaking butt. Like right, this is stoicism where we hear like the one thing we know is that we know nothing. So, all right, to Walker before we have too much fun here. The last 2 starts were quality, but it was Cincinnati and the White Sox, 2 of just the worst teams ever. I've just tweeted about that earlier. 5 teams in the league with a sub 600 OPS last 7. One of them being the Yankees. What? So Taijuan Walker, though, he has been very good controlling quality of contact. Though I'm not sure if I'm buying it in the set, right? 3.8 ERA, but the 1.3 whip. The Sierra's up at 5 because the walk rate's at 13.5. Like, that's really too high. And the zone contact's at 88. So he's falling behind, missing, then having to come in the zone, but he has kept the ball down. 60% ground ball, 3/4 of home run per 9. all looking pretty good, right? From that standpoint. So Seattle offense has not been good on the season. A little bit better than the last seven. Last seven, they've gone in the tank as well. 282 team OBP, 702 OPS is really bad. They chase too much. So I don't know if we go to go look to smoke, but I think we'll get him for 5. Yeah, Nick Johnson said Kelnick season. Hey man, that's one of the we're in that W right now. The fantasy people we're in that one. Man, some of the sharper people I knew were getting off that early on in the season, right? As soon as he started looking rotten, they said, "Oh, it's a fake, it's Fugazi," and we were snatching up. We said, "Hold tight, hold the fort," and he looks really good. So Seattle with the money line, no player prop attached because they stink. All right, next up, it's the Nationals from the nation's capital. Matt Gore, Mackenzie Gore going to the Mets. Let's go Mets go, and Kodai Senga. Gore on the season, 3.43 ERA with the whip too high at 1.4, 6.29 OPS. Mixed bag on the earner indicators because the walk rate's so high, right? The K rate 29%. I mean, the discipline board's through the roof. 13.5 swing and strike, 31 CSW, 32 whiff. That's bananas. 61 first strike, 80 in zone contact. So that's all the stuff you're looking for. But he's walking way too many guys. Walking way too many hitters. I think it's a hand in this thing. He must not feel comfortable with lefties. So 462 OPS against righties, 29 K rate. 1,400 OPS to lefties, 33 walk rate. So that's an issue. I think I might like him here just because the pricing was so nuts. Okay, so it's like a mixed one. We're gonna get a couple bets here. Bring up the Mets player props because we just, even though I like Gore, there's no way we're ignoring that. There's no way that's an issue, right? He's struggling there. So player props, I'm thinking maybe Nimmo is the first one that comes to mind. Let's go Brandon Nimmo total bases. Nimmo so far this year, 66 PAs, 327 batting average, 446 OBP, the 927 OPS, ISO at 154. The ISO's a touch lower than we're normally chasing, 2 home runs, 2 doubles, but he's leading off. So I think, and we have the implied team total, right? Both my own and Vegas in accordance. Then we should get the extra at bat. The run line, the line's just too juicy. Again, we're using the second highest line because we're cool like that. So give me 140. Put a dime on Nimmo for 140. Again, lead off double, easy. 2 singles, let's get it. Again, probably one of the better places to put your money. One of the better places to put your money in if you're betting daily all the time, right? Good hitters, high contact, in strong spots, front of lineup, type stuff. With the odds, everything, right? Plus 140, plus 130. I'm surprised these are still out there for leadoff hitters, particularly with the kind of split that we're seeing. Anyway, flip side, Kodai Senga. 21 innings pitched, real mixed bag here. I mean, the good's really good. The bad is really bad. Right, 4.29 ERA, 1.5 whip, 765 OPS. Bit of yuck there. FIP at 6, expected ERA 5.5, deserved ERA at 5. 26% K is good, but 15% walk rate. No. Again, all the whiff stuff is fantastic, right? 31.5 CSW, 29 whiff. But the problem is on the edges, right? So he's not fooling anybody. He's got to win in the zone. 83 in zone contact is good. 50 ground ball is good result. But you see the 9 barrel, unlike Mackenzie Gore, the 4 barrel, because his inability to induce chases whatsoever. Right, so Kodai Senga with the 20, it's just not there at all. You can't have a 23.5% chase rate. That's it's not a thing. So what ends up happening is then you're forced in the zone. There's a 9 barrel, 5.5 blast, 2 home runs for 9. So it's all lefties, 962 OPS to lefties. I don't know why. I don't remember finding a match. I'm kind of scrambling through it now. Yeah. Well, it's because they stink. I know. Okay, so I had Kuiper Ruiz. You want to bring up Kuiper Ruiz? He's on fire right now. And again, a big prospect. He's on the Nationals and he catches, so it's very easy to say he stinks. Oh, okay. So we want this now. Let's get this. The reason I didn't get it, it was stuck on that half base, juiced up. So Kuiper Ruiz over 1.5 total bases. Right? Am I doing this right? 155, right? Oh, baby. Put a dime on that. So we're going to look to take advantage of Senga's inability, right? It's kind of the same idea. I was thinking about the Spider-Man GIF before, right? Senga 962 OPS to lefties, 608 to righties. So like that's where quite literally like all the damage is coming from. Kyber Ruiz, 327 BA against righties on the year, 856 OPS, but he's just kind of gone nuts. As of late, I have on a couple teams, like 16 PAs, 533 batting average, 1363 OPS. He has 2 extra base hits in that span. So I like Ruiz with the plus money. So 2 of those guys. And again, this is at the core of it. This is what I like most about total base props. Getting plus money, playing them in combination, and looking to just make money on the venture. So like this is a perfect example. Whatever your R is, risk 10, 5, 1,200, whatever. You cut it in half and you play them both. And if you get 1 out of 2 every day, you're making sick cash, percentage-wise. You know, right? You can't have gambler's mentality. You want to triple up every day. You got to have a trader's mentality, clicking up percentage points. And that's a huge way to do it, you know. So let's keep on those. We're going to keep on those plus 150s. And so both these hitters are really good. Not too really worried about the team stuff. I don't think I'm going to go with the matchup here. But for the bettors, side bettors, just keep it on. Both of these bullpens have been awesome. Like, you don't normally think of Nats bullpen being so good. Nats bullpen has been like shut down, lockdown. So just be careful looking for this. I'm telling you, that's been the donkey money. It's been looking for people to wipe the floor with the Nationals. Granted, Reds have been kind of whack, but look, even they pulled it off yesterday. Right now, the White Sox are the dog crap, you know. But Nationals, not so much. I like the Nationals. We bet on them all the time. So let's move it up. Miami Marlins. Sandy Alcantara going to Atlanta, the Dirty to meet Bryce the Elder. Sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons character. All right, let's go to the videotape. Sandy Alcantara got to be one of the most disappointing so far. But how bad is it? I'm kind of kicking myself. I had notes on the last game and I didn't do it. Oh, anyway. Sandy Alcantara, 5.47 ERA, 114 WHIP, 660 OPS. So obviously the ERA sticking out. We know we had the blow up, right? The FIP at 3.5, deserved the ERA 3.5. Stuff plus on the fastball, 117. Okay. The K rate too low at 20, which was always the knock coming in, but the walk rate under control at 6, swinging strike rate up near 14. That's really good. 27 whiff again, not bad. 33 O swing, 82 in zone contact, winning in, winning out, inducing chases, and winning in the zone. And we know the whiff is there right now. 28 hard hit, 5% barrel, 3/4 of a home run per 9. Not so worried about Sandy Alcantara. I know some people are. He went 4. He gave up 9. You know, the blow up was a killer. But he's given up 3 runs and 3 or 4. Get it? 306 WOBA max to lefties and righties, right? So he's split strong. The problem here has been the sinker to lefties. I'm curious about the juice here. All right, we got to look at Olsen real quick. I've been on the fence with this one. And I was thinking about maybe the home run. I know San doesn't give up a lot, so it would have to be like 600-700. So let's go Olsen. Olsen total bases, Olsen home run. No, that's way too low for the home run. No, thank you. Is the total bases up in the 130s though? Oh man. All right. I don't know if we want to tempt fate. All right, let's tempt fate because he's such a quality hitter. Again, I'm letting the odds and the numbers dictate it. When you have to pay juice, then you need certainty. When you have the odds on your side, you don't really need certainty. Then you kind of you're looking for the variance to play out. So, okay, here's the thing. I know I laid out a bunch of great stuff with Sandy Alcantara. The problem has been the sinker that he loves so much, which is basically like a featured pitch. It's not working the lefties. I don't know what's going on. It's a good pitch. I'm not a sinker guy in the first place, but it's not working. 800 X slug on the sinker to lefties and both of the home runs allowed. If Sandy makes his mistake, right, that's what it's been. And if we're talking lefties and we're talking Braves, we should be talking Matt Olson, 71 plate appearances on the year against righties, 288 average, 678 slug, OPS up near 1,100, 390 ISO, right, 39% isolated slugging, a triple, 3 doubles, and 6 shamalama ding dong. So Let's get Matt Olson in the mix. I know it's a little crazy. You feel like going up against Sandy, but that's probably why the odds are there. But I feel pretty good about the analysis, right? We know Olson's in the front of the lineup. I mean, he's going to get his appearances. There's also a chance that Sandy goes out and goes 8 shutout, right? But he has given up 3 and 3 or 4. So I'm going to go with the more recent trend and the struggles. I heard some people talking about the Miami upset, which, listen, like, totally get it. Totally get it. You know, my gut instinct for Bryce Elder being a minus 150 dog over Sandy Alcantara is to just bet the Marlins. But, man, Elder's been good, right? He's been good, but not great. Check it out. Okay, gave up no runs in 3 or 4, which is awesome. You know, he only throws 90 miles an hour. So to me, I always feel like that's something that doesn't really work, right? 114 ERA, 118 WHIP, like that's not sustainable. 2.5 FIP, 3.2 deserved ERA, 3.75 Sierra, expected ERA up there 4, right? So there's like the stuff plus is below average at 97. 17% came in as walk is just average. Though the whiff rate and first strike rates are good, the in zone contact rate is extremely high. He does keep the ball down and in the park, or thus far. But the hard hit rate's through the roof. Right, so here's like a quick lesson. Hard hit rates on the different sites, right? So Fangraphs, if you're using BIS, that's Baseball Information Solutions. They have a subjective element to it. There's a physical. They have a proprietary algorithm, but there's also like physically a human being that's kind of like sitting there and uses air hang time and stuff. Up subjective, you know. Whereas Baseball Savant, when you think of StatCast, that's a raw 95-mile-an-hour metric. And I know some people like prefer that, but I always push back, right? Is 95.1 that much hard hit than 94.9? The answer is no. One is hard hit and one isn't. So there's always going to be an issue with all these. I like to use them both. No matter how you slice it, 53% hard hit rate from Elder's very hard. He gives up a lot of hard contact. It just hasn't really materialized yet, you know, because he hasn't given up any home runs. But I think the case for regression is there. I just really struggling going up against the offense. Nick, I'm a little less worried about the secondaries than I am the Atlanta offense. Right, they're just so good. Aaron dropping a little BVP knowledge. Rosario has a home run and 2 ribbies and 3 ABs, and he's a home run back to back. So I do believe, like in the sine wave, he's sine wave up. I'm really not a BVP guy, but you got to remember that even with that, like when people say, "Oh, it's not statistically sticky," whatever. These are people, and it's possible he sees it well. Like he picks something up. That's absolutely a possibility. So that just kind of tags on top. I'm a little just worried about it. I think Sandy is better than the people who are panicked, but I'm also worried about going up against the Braves offense. There's no reason to do that. But if you're going to bet on the Marlins, today's the day because you're getting Sandy Alcantara at plus money, right? That's how you do it. I would just. Yeah, thanks, Pio. I appreciate that. Yeah, for real, my son got me sick like 3 months ago, and I honestly haven't recovered. We got like a vicious strain of strep throat, and like honestly have not recovered. My voice is hanging by a thread. I'm always sucking stuff and water inside. It's really just awful. Bullpen check really quick before we move it on for my true D-gens out there. Got to give Miami the edge right now. Last 50 innings, 3.06 ERA, 0.88 WHIP, fantastic. Single-digit walk rate. That's below 730 hard hit. Only a single loss. Atlanta on the flip side, they're getting strikeouts and not walks, which is great. But man, 12% barrel over a 35-inning stretch for a bullpen 4.6 ERA, a bit worrisome. But again, I if you follow my stuff and you follow the parlay stuff at night, there's a good chance the Marlins end up on there because, like, you know, that it's too many mixed signals that I don't want to put the big cash, but I do want some exposure because I'm going to feel like a total donkey dick if Alcantara wins a plus 125 over Bryce the Elder. Looking at the algo score, I have Atlanta winning. I do, and it's not particularly close. It's not a run line cover, but again, I have Atlanta winning. That offense is just really hard to mess with, even though last 7 they've struggled. They're just constantly barreling. So I probably talked myself into a little Miami pinch later on. But enough of that. Who's up next? It's the Padres, those Friar Tucks, and Michael Waka Fozzie Bear, going to the nice part of town to meet the Baby Bear Chicago Cubs and Drew Guy Smiley. Michael Waka, really rough go so far. This could be the end as we know it. 7 ERA, 1.72 whip, the OPS up near 1,000. Expected ERA near 7. Deserved ERA over 7. Stuff plus on the fastball at 66. Yikes. This guy's just a changeup, and that's it. There's nothing there. He's not getting ahead. He's not doing anything well. Too many fly balls, 13% barrel, 1 in the third, home run per 9. I'll tell you what, 42 fly ball, 13 barrel. You're lucky that home run per 9 is at 1.3. Expected WOBA at 390. Expected WOBA on contact almost at 400. Okay, so we want to go after him. This one wasn't posted again. He was like Kybert Ruiz, which is maybe the book's telling me I like bad hitters. Player props for the Cubbies, please. Ian Happ in particular. So Walker's really rough go. 12 earned runs, last 8 1/3. 4 earned runs or more, all 4 innings. And every single pitch down at least 1 mile an hour. Not that he had the velo to spare. So those lefty splits really killing him. Again, I think hitters are just laying off the change and looking at everything else. So how's those Ian Happ pricing look? I couldn't find him for a base and a half. I don't like the single bases. Maybe we are stuck or having a bet stamp thing going on. Oh, there it is. Ew. Okay, so I'm going to go nay. Although if you're on FanDuel, hit it. Man, Jay, I wish we could shake the camera, yes or no. FanDuel is like a legit one. Can we bet? I think we could bet this one. Because it's FanDuel. It's not like the weird, it's not some weird offshore or anything. The thing is, people, obviously full transparency. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not wanting single base. I want to go for 2 bases. I want the big number. I want the plus 130 because we don't want to have to hit 50% of our bets, right? I'm not that confident. How do you like that, Apple? The guy you follow is not that confident to 50% of his bets. So there. Okay, well, we're going to hurry up if we need it, if we're going to have any time. So let's go Ian Happ, but it's got to be the 1.5 total bases, people. Okay, Ian Happ against righties. So far, doing the thing you pretty much expect. 70 PAs, a 357 batting average. OPS north of 1,000. 25 ISO, the 25% extra base hit rate that we was looking for. He has 8 doubles and 2 a shamalama ding dong. So give me Ian Happ on that dime piece as well. Drew Guy Smiley he's been really, really good. And he's been much better than I think. That curveball is legit excellent. 47 use, 151 excellent, 37 whiff. So I would not be going after him. I know I heard that also today. People like, the Padres have a lot of name value, and I do think it will materialize. Right now, it's not happening for them. 272 team WOBA last 7, 605 team OPS. Really not any good because they're striking out a absolute ton. So Miley's only Smiley's only throwing 2 pitches, but he's getting tons of whiffs. So I'd be on the lookout for that. Padres bottom 5 expected WOBA versus lefties. That number below 300. It's just not any good. So they're striking out too much, and the contact they're making is not any good. So I'm actually like Smiley to win this one, but with money on Happ, maybe that's enough underdogs for now. Maybe we'll look for Smiley. Maybe that's another one. Maybe I'm building another. I was going to say underdog ticket. Well, they're at minus 108, so Cubs a slight favorite. The market is sharpening. So let's move it up. Moving on. Yesterday, what a disaster! I could do a whole hour on that Mason Morris thing when Esteri leaped and tried to stop a ball with his belly in that center field. Listen, Mike Trout hit a 1,000,000-mile-an-hour knuckleball, screwball. I get it. That was the worst route you could have taken, the worst approach you could have taken, and the single most damaging thing you could have done as an outfielder. It was so bad. Gosh, it was just so bad. Plus, Morris was getting squeezed. And I hate making excuses, but you got to look at baseball in these terms. A millisecond away from getting out of that first inning. He had Rendon up in the zone. Rendon, listen to veteran, got the bat on it, barely by the skin of his effing teeth. Fouled that ball off. Would have been no damage. And we could have been cruising. And Oakland scored in the first inning. I was like, I know that's my luck. Yeah, I know we're screwed. So, again, that's just what it is. You bet on Oakland. This is what you get. This one I just can't believe. Bring up the player props. I mentioned Mike Trout before. So check this out. Luis Medina, I don't pretend to know anything about prospect guys. I don't. But I do know how to use Fangraphs. So Mike Trout, okay. Mike Trout plus money, just hit it first. So Jay, you can ring us up for a dime on Mike Trout at plus 110. This is now the total base show. So Medina, 102 innings in the minors. 5 ERA, 1.5 whip, 15% walk rate. I mean, that ain't just not going to fly. So let's attack him with the best hitter in the world, right? If Trout's taking Morris for 110 miles an hour, hopefully he'll have his way with Medina. I don't know. It is what it is. This is Oakland, I guess. I just have bad in minors, bad in majors. That's my notes from Medina. So Sandoval, Other side, mixed bag, right? 3.38 ERA, 1.45 WHIP, 6.06 OPS. So the 2 out of 3 would tell us he's better than bad because the walk rate is too high at 14, driving the Sierra up to 5.4, right? Not enough chases, but he wins in the zone a ton. So he's living around the outside. Hitters are not offering at it. The ones that are on the edge, that are strikes, he wins. 50% ground ball, 24 hard hit, 6.5 barrel, half a home run per 9. So really checking a lot of boxes. Funny, he has like a reverse split going on. I'm not worried too worried about lefties. 927 OPS to lefties, just for the sake of transparency, right? I'm not hiding bad numbers from you. But it's more walk than anything. 31% walk rate, lefty on lefty from Sandoval. So I think the Angels probably win this one going away. That's why even the run line is juiced up. So I'm not touching that, but we will get our hands on some Mr. Michael Trout at plus money. I just can't believe it. Sandoval, again, the note for him is the reason he's good. So he's like the king of the targeted approach, meaning he has like his completely separate arsenals. I got to hurry up. Okay. Fastball change and curve to righties, slider and sinker to lefties. So very rare do you see that. 5 pitches distinctly separated into 2 bins. Just a thought, food for thought when you're looking at Sandoval. Again, I think the Angels kill today, but maybe that run line will end up on the DDP as well. All right, last game, it's a Redbirds and Steven Matz go to San Fran and Anthony Discofani. I've just had a horrible time betting on these Giants. I really have. Anytime I seem to back the Giants, we back Discofani. That was the one bad start because the defense let him down. Sable was in left field kicking balls around. Anyway, Steven Matz this year, 22 innings, 6.5 ERA, 1.64 WHIP. Yikes. 8.60 OPS. Expected ERA and deserved ERA up over 5. That deserved ERA again in year 6. Double-digit walk rate. First strike rate below 50. 29% O swing. It's really just not any good. Really not any good. Too many hard hit balls at 46%. There's that almost 2 home runs per 9. Expected WOBA on contact north of 417. And it's been all righties. So let's get those player props again. I mean, it's just what it is because the books are leaving these like 125, 130. How about Mitch Haniger? Yes, it's like the funky. Oh my God, absolutely. That's the GIF. If Trout gets it done, that's the funky cold Medina. Again, the person starting him in DFS when he goes 7 innings with 12 Ks is probably going to get that one on us, but that's just always how it seems to work. We're going Mitch Haniger. Now, I know it hasn't been good this year, but there really is a time when small samples are just too small, right? They're too small. So here, let me get this up because I was looking at this and I was like, I just can't. I don't know if I can bail on this because I always started Haniger against lefties. That number was not there this year, but he's always been so good against them. I think that's where I need to go. Oh my, right. What am I doing? I'm like, he's on a different team. So Haniger's just always killed lefties. He's back and batting cleanup. I think we're getting a sick deal here. I really hope so. Against a lefty, I'm struggling with the stats. I can't pull. You know, I guess that's where I have a blind spot for pulling these things in real time. I like to think I'm very good at pulling in real time, but that's not it. So I've got Haniger up against the lefty Matz, who's been pretty much like he's been such trash. 2 earned runs or more in all 4 earned runs in 3 of 4. The sinker's down a mile an hour. He throws it 50% of the time. So that's been a major issue right there. I think that's right. Ended up with. I think I was looking at Haniger and then central gun sinkers and all the stuff kind of was ringing for him. Flip side, oh there it is. Haniger last year 12 barrel 390 expected WOBA against lefties. Took me forever to pull that. So I wrote it in my notes and forgot to look because I'm so stupid sometimes. Anyway. Disco, other side, 3 quality starts, then went 5, gave up 4. You could probably buy the dip here, right? Sub 300 WOBA to lefties and righties. Velo up a mile an hour, unlike everyone else whose velo seems to be down. Sinker slider change combo, the slider and the change with a minimum 28% whiff rate. So I think I like the Giants here. You know what, actually? We can actually bet this one. Bring up the money lines, pretty please. I didn't think it was, I thought we were going to be more like a minus 130, and I'm seeing more like a minus 110. Yeah, so we can get our hands on a minus 110, right? Minus 110, minus 108, something like that. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll bet 11 to win 10. San Fran to win outright. Discofani over Mats. You know what? Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Can we make it F5? Let's go F5, right? Because it's more like a distinct pitching thing. That was F5. Jaybird using that wonderful bet stamp app. It really is awesome, right? It really, I use it myself. It's all about the pricing. So lock that one in. That'll do it for the 6 p.m. stuff. Jay, let's do a quick recap of what we got, and then we'll do a board surf and like some wild AM action, right? Some wild early action. So right off the bat, it's Pittsburgh +1. Is that right? Pittsburgh +125. Oh yeah, it's $1. Okay, right. Rowanzi, sorry. I don't know why. Forget me. Kyle Tucker over 1.5 total bases. The Mariners and Logan Gilbert. Is that a win? I'm having trouble seeing like if it's full game or run line anywhere. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. That's F5. Thank you. Now I know. Okay, Kyber Ruiz over 1.5 total bases against Sanga. Flip side, same game. Nimmo 1-4 +140. I love these odds against Gore, who I do tend to like, but he's really struggling against lefties. Matt Olson against Sandy Alcantara, struggling with that sinker, +135 total bases. Ian Happ, make sure you get the 1.5, please. Okay, make sure you get that. We want that totally to go up against Waka and that garbage that he's throwing our way, and then Mike Trout to feast on the funky cold Medina +110 total bases. I don't know how he's ever plus money against a rookie with a 5 ERA in the minors, and then Mitch Haniger over 1.5 total bases +130. Again, we're setting the bar very low as far as win-loss percentage goes, which not to be like, I don't know, I want you to feel like I'm confident. I am very confident, but I also done this long enough to know you can be great and lose. You know, anything can happen. So the best thing that we can do is kind of be smart, right? Draw up the biggest portfolio that we can of these beautiful props and just let it play out. Because at the end of the day, we're talking about all very good hitters, right? We're not reaching for back of the lineup guys, some weird thing. At the end of the day, if you don't get the matchup you want, Mike Trout, it's Mike Trout. Like, so that's kind of the fallback plan. All right. Let's do the front. I'm assuming you could build parlays on this thing. I haven't really done it. Okay, I know right off the bat. I'm going to drive this one off the algo, I think. That's probably my best bet. So I'm going to drive off the, oh gosh. Okay. Let's go. We're going over 7.5 Cincinnati, Texas. I can't believe that line is at 7.5. I can't believe the lines in Cincinnati were 7.5. I guess. Listen, I like Ashcraft and I like Gray, but so could we run these? So we want full game. I guess I'll tag them on my end also. Then, man, Blue Jays are too jacked up. Oh, man, are we ever going to get that Cleveland run line that we wanted? Gosh, I've wanted that bet forever, and we haven't gotten it. Yankees were near even money, so I think we're going to take the Yankees also. So right now I've got Rangers, Reds over, Yankees money line. All right, let's keep working my way down here. We got a couple more to choose from. I'll just talk it through it. You know, man, I really like. Okay, I think Milwaukee to cover the run line. That's at least like around even money, let's say. Now I'm deciding if I were to put a dime on 3 games or a nickel on 4. I'd go nickel on 4 and be so cheap. You know what? Yeah, but I don't know. I don't want to force it. Let's see. Or man, I really like how could Ball. How about if I get an agreement in the algo, Baltimore, Boston under. Because that's kind of the gut feel that I have. I mean, I'm at 8. I'm at like 4-3, 4-4, but that would have to end 5-4. That's a loss. Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, 5-4 is a loss. Yeah, Kikuchi. All right, you know what? So let's stick with what we got. Let's stick with what we got. I don't need to force. You want to go? You want to go nickel? What's the odds? I got to be like 6-1, right? 5-1, 6-1. On my end, I got like 5.5, but every book is different. Does it read the parlay in real time to our odds or no? This is just riveting stuff right here. Yeah, it was. We're over in Cincinnati. We're a Yankee win. And a Brewer cover. And that should be 5.5. So let's get a the die piece. Man, I like the parlay 4 because then it's really wild. I'm like stuck on the fence here. It's pretty bad, right? All right, so let's go. Just go with the nickel. I always preach leaning conservative. So right, risk 5. When in doubt, just bet less. What is the third? Is over in Cincinnati, Jay? I had 7.5. We getting 7.5? Yeah, over 7.5. Oh, pfft, what a stupid man in Italian. That's stupid. I'm a big stupid because that game's live, and he was probably trying to tell me, Ed, oh my God, look at the private thing. Jay, my apologies, and all the listeners, I'm sorry. He's like, the game is hard already. You stupid. Well, that's part of why we were kind of skipping these things. So give me the other one I had, which is under Baltimore and Boston. It was under 8.5. Right. I really like Wells, and I kind of like Hauk. I know I keep tempting fate with the Boston offense. I'm going to hope that they kind of shot their load. So I'll put a nickel on it. Again, where's the read? Oh, it's like 6-1 because I see the 31. I see the plus 629. Fantastic job there. Well, what a cool app. You know what? It's like anything else. Once you get to learn the interface. So, all right, everyone, let's just do it really quick. For the people commuting, I hope you turn this off. No, I'm just kidding. So for the D-Gens left, we're going to go under Baltimore and Boston. I missed the over in Cincy that I liked. We're going Milwaukee in the cover and Freddie. And then my Yankees and Domingo Germán to just kind of get right. I think Maeda is a little beat up. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the Yankees' offense is good. But I do think that Maeda is in trouble. And I think we're going to see him get swapped out for Bailey Ober soon. So there's a little fantasy goodness for everybody. So there's everything that you could ask for. The two-man band, the duet. Me and Mr. Coop doing it all. Thank you so much, everybody. We're way inside the time frame. Look at me showing off with enough time to promote the channel, rate, review, and subscribe to the Call to the Pen HQ channel, Hammer Betting Network, Rob Pizzola. Tag him on social media. He loves that stuff, especially in the middle of the night, especially during overtime hockey. That's what he likes to be tweeted at. 089 D-Rock, thank you so much, yo. Nick Johnson, Insight, everybody, Stevie, all you guys, really do appreciate you. OPMG, all you guys, everybody that's been carving out their time to hang out with us. Thank you for picking up what we're putting down here at Call to the Pen HQ with the big man, John Legaza. Check me out on Twitter. It'll take you to the free link to all this stuff that I've been sharing with you. Check out the algo scores. Go bet it yourself, baby. Have some fun. Follow it up. The parlay will be out later with some more total base props. I got the F5 stuff out as always. We will see you tomorrow. And Friday is the very first guest episode. Didn't want to forget, Matty Williams of Game Day is in the house on Friday. He is super sharp. You're following him at Matt WI77IAMS. The L's for sevens. He's super sharp. Doesn't do baseball betting and making a lot of money doing it. He is super duper sharp. Hosted the Turn 2 Fantasy Baseball podcast, if you remember that. So, all right, everybody, we're out of here. Thank you so much for picking up. We're putting down, like I said. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. And when we're done with the book, enjoy that pay. We will check you on the flip side tomorrow live at noon. D-Gens in the comments as always, yo. Last lesson as always, when you work this hard, feels a lot less like luck, yo. We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.